Hello and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Three Donkeys podcast. My name is Adam Levitan, one of the guys here at FantasyLabs, along with two good buddies, fellow prop bettors, Jonathan Bales and Peter Jennings. We are going to go through what this podcast is about. We're going to talk about some of the props we've done. We're going to talk about some of the props we are going to do. Let's first meet our participants. First up, the legend himself, the strongest man in the world, CEO of FantasyLabs, the man behind everything, Jonathan Bales. Bales, what's going on?
What's up, dude? I'm excited to do this, man. I think the DFS / betting community has needed this for a while, so I think this is going to be a fun podcast.
I'd like to next introduce Peter, who has already taken a bunch off me in prop bets before we started this. Frying pan tennis, three-point shootout, one-on-one basketball. I don't know what else. Peter, what's going on?
Hey, you won the last bench press bet, bud, and I think we're basically even outside the frying pan.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think we are pretty even, definitely. Yeah, I mean, for me in general, like, I really am looking for people to do these prop bets with, and like, a lot of my friends from around here aren't really into necessarily pushing themselves physically, I would say, and certainly not pushing themselves for monetary gains. So I thought it was really cool to do this kind of stuff with Bales and Peter after last NFL season. We did bench press. We did a 1 mile race between me and Bales. We did pull-ups. Me and Bales did box jumps. And that was kind of the first thing that we did down in Florida. And for me, at least, it's like it gives me motivation that is much needed. Like, I'm 35. I'm 34. I'm married, have a kid. Like, it's hard for me to find motivation to try to better myself physically. So I thought that was really cool and gave me a ton of motivation. So it's not just like, hey, let's degen and let's bet on anything. For me, it's like, hey, let's bet on stuff we actually want to work on. We actually want to better ourselves with. And I think Peter's down with that too. I know Peter's done some props like no alcohol props and eating healthy props and stuff like that. So I think that makes a lot of sense.
Oh, yeah. That's what it's all about. I mean, you know, there's obviously some pros and cons to speculating and gambling on things. But when you have fitness props or, different eating props, that's good. That's leveraging what we love to be better. So we've had some funny stories that we'll dive into, some embarrassing moments, especially on my end. And hopefully we'll have some more, but we'll have a lot of fun along the way.
Yeah, go ahead, Bales. Why prop betting for you?
I was going to say first, you guys probably have no idea, but Levitan, his body changed completely from when we started doing this. So the first prop bet, I think it was like 6 weeks we had, right? Between when we made it, maybe 7 weeks between when we made it and when we did it in Florida. Mm-hmm. And you gained like 20 pounds or something, right?
Yeah. And it was a lot from eating, like it wasn't just from working out, but it was definitely a lot from eating. I wasn't eating during NFL. And then I was like, man, if to win this like bench press or whatever, I got to eat a ton. So that was a big change for me for sure. But yeah, eating is good for me. Whereas a lot of people don't want to eat. Like, I need to be motivated to eat.
Yeah. So, I mean, it shows you like the power of, putting money on something that you believe in or a way that you want to make your life better. And, even if you lose the money, it ends up being worth it because you just work to accomplish some goal. So that's really what it's about for me, for sure.
All right, let's get into exactly what this pod is going to be like. We're going to hit on some NFL props that we like. We're going to hit on a little bit of DFS stuff in terms of props with that. But the big thing that we want to talk about is what we're calling the gambling Olympics. And so I'm going to let Bales kind of run through some of the events here and how this is going to work as kind of a season-long thing.
Yeah, so gambling Olympics, still a little bit to be determined what we do at the end of the year. But during the season, we'll have some bets and we'll track those on the 3donkeys.com. And we'll play a 3-man each week in DFS. We will bet on spreads or totals each week. And then we'll do our regular prop bets. It could be something in DFS, it could be NFL related, or it could be just like no drinking this week or whatever it is. And those can be any amount, and we're betting real money. And we'll keep track of that, and we'll do that throughout the year. And then at the end of the year, we'll have like a gambling Olympics main event, so to speak. And I mean, we still need to decide on these. So not sure exactly what events we'll have, but I think racquetball for sure, right? Some workout stuff, probably pull-ups, maybe bench if you guys will let me do it. I don't know. And then stuff like that. Maybe some bar games, skee ball or ping pong. But yeah, that's the general idea. And then at the end of the year, probably, I guess like week 17 or something, I will be crowned the champion.
We are scared of Bales. I mean, he can act cocky, but I'm scared, especially if we have a lot of weightlifting things. We gotta be strategic in what events we allow, right, Levitan?
Yeah. So like,
I mean, there's going to be a line on these, like a ridiculous line. I'm giving you guys really good odds. So.
Yeah, we said lines before, and you just embarrassed us. I mean, we're mere mortals over here, and then we're competing against the Hulk. It doesn't really seem fair.
Yeah. You know, one of the most fun parts of this is negotiating the line, right? Like that's really is one of the most fun parts of it. I think it's really funny, like to negotiate the line. Me and Bales have gone kind of established a handicap in racquetball right now. I think I started off with like an 8-0 lead every game, playing up to 18, and now it's down to I start with a 4-0 lead every game, and we only played a 17. So Bales is making up a ton of ground on me. Before the end of the year, we could be at even. Who knows? But you know, making lines and like that is tough. Making lines and stuff like that is really fun. Like, Peter, I definitely want another shot at racquetball. Last time me and Peter played racquetball, I won the first set. I guess you call it a racquetball. I'm not even sure. And then Peter won the next 2 sets to get the money. I don't know what a good line is on racquetball now. Peter, you've said you've been playing against Stokely a little bit. What's going on with your racquetball game?
My racquetball game is not good right now. The last time I played, I got 1 point in like 7 sets or something and just got completely and utter embarrassed by a former NFL receiver. So at least there's that. But I think the one thing that'll be fun, too, with this pod, we might get some legendary degenerates on this as well. There's been some proposals of other props. Some people want to play Levitan after seeing him lose in tennis to a frying pan. So we might get some fellow, buddies, degenerates, maybe even some professional athletes or ex-professional athletes for some of these props that we'll talk about throughout the year. So racquetball is definitely going to be one. I really want to get some basketball shooting involved as well. Potentially a little bit of football stuff, but if you guys have any ideas for us to gamble on, we're obviously all about that as well.
The only positive that could come out of my frying pan choke would be if I got like a ton of action on tennis against people that suck. So if you think you're decent at tennis and you saw me play the frying pan and lose, I'm looking for action. I mean,
Levitan, if you play that again, do you think you win?
I would obviously have to get in much better shape than I was. I actually thought I was in pretty good shape, but like Bass's fitness level is just like on a different planet. You know what I mean? Like getting to balls, like sliding on the hard court and getting to balls on lines and stuff like that deep in the second set. Like I just wasn't capable of that with my fitness. It's like it's so crazy when you see obviously Bass is like a professional athlete. It's crazy when you think you're in good shape and you match up with somebody who's like actually in legit professional shape. So that would be a big thing for me to try to get into shape. But yeah, I think from a racket skills perspective, I still think I have the edge. My overhead and my fitness, I would just work on, and I think I'd get the W. I don't even know if Bass wants to do it again, does he?
The overhead was a huge thing. I mean, Bass is going to have some big incentive. I was actually with his parents in Half Moon Bay this year, and his mom was the big tennis mom, and it's quite the personality. She was petrified for her son, her health or his health. So she was trying to get Steve to promise he would never do it again, but Steve's up for anything. If there's enough incentive involved, he gained some confidence too, hitting some foot side backhands, which was probably the most impressive part about the match, honestly, for me. A new pan too could be huge. I mean, that pan was getting loose. There's a lot of factors, but if you work on the overhead, he's not going to have much to counter with.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm definitely looking for more tennis action, even though like I'm really not going to be able to practice too much during NFL. Anything else you guys want to get into here before we start talking about NFL in week 1 and stuff like that, Bales?
I mean, I need to get you to do a mile prop against me, I guess, and Peter. Really, Peter keeps backing out of it. He keeps.
I'm not running the freaking mile. No chance. Not putting myself through that pain. There's just no way I'm doing that. I hate running.
That's
So
the whole point. That's the whole point. Like, let's take the things.
That's not what I want to train. I don't want to like. I'm not going to commit to something that I don't want to do. You know, like I have like no. I want to compete with you guys, but
What are your goals? Like, what do you want to do? You want to lose weight or get stronger or what?
get stronger, more flexible. That's a big one. I think we could do like a plank off too. That's another one that's really interesting. That would be a while. The form is a huge part.
I
of
like that, but yeah, but how do you? It's just like, how do you judge?
yeah, if you
the
put your
form?
butt up like a half inch, it makes it so much easier on a plank. You know what I mean?
So we'd have to get it defined. You know, we'd need some spotters or something like that. You know, to basically keep us in line. There's some questions about my pull-up form, and there's been multiple questions here. So it's interesting, but I think we can also get some feedback too. I'm sure there's some good ideas out there of what we could compete against each other.
Pull-ups we can do. You'll do pull-ups against me, right? Like with some.
Oh yeah, we need 35 pull-up difference.
35. I suggested 17, and I thought that was outrageous on my part. Very generous.
So I know how many I can do because I really trained. I can max out at like 10 like this, right? And you can do 27 or whatever you did like this, which is absolutely insane. I can do like 4 like that. And that was after training a lot. You know what I mean?
All right. First of all, that was like complete fluke day. I had never done more than 15. I was
complete fluke day, he says.
I was training for that. I bet you I would be lucky to be I probably can't do, honestly, 12 right now.
When the Hulk turns green, he can do incredible things. When there's money on the line, I mean, Bales, you turn into the Hulk. So.
Give me 7 plus 17 on the post, but I can go like this, and you have to be like that.
That just seems like such a bad bet, but whatever. I'll do it just to get it in. It's fine.
All right. I'm in too. I'm on the same one.
And just to be clear, we're going to do this like in January sometime. It's going to be like right after week 17.
Yeah. So these are going to be the big ones, right? Like 1K or whatever.
Yeah, it could be whatever on each one, but yeah, we'll say like a minimum of 1K or something.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, if I can go like this, I know. I mean, I can do. I mean, I did it versus Peter. The most I could do was 10. I mean, I'm definitely not gonna be able to train much more. So that's kind of an advantage.
Right.
You know how many?
You guys are about even on pull-ups, right?
Yeah.
Really close. So we'll do the same thing.
Okay.
I'll compete against you. Everyone competes against each other, and maybe we can do something extra for the winner. But we need to nail this down. I think the Gambling Olympics is going to be awesome. There's a lot of events already established, but we need to nail that down. And we'll do that basically right before the playoffs start. That's the plan?
Yep. So pull-ups is booked.
Racquetball.
And then we wanted to do racquetball. Yeah.
We just need to set a line.
Do you want to set a line now, or we can do that beforehand if you want?
I
mean, yeah, I assume we're going to keep playing Bales, so we're going to have a
I'm playing Levitan even. We know that.
Yeah, me and Levitan are going to know exactly pretty much what the line should be with us. So,
okay.
Then we got poker. Can pretty much just be even. I'm definitely a dog, but I mean, it's going to be like so short that it probably doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
Poker, DFS.
Yeah, DFS is going to be during the week though. We can do one at the end of the year too, like a playoff league or something as part of this.
If we know that we're going to do it in between week 17 and the playoffs, we can have that established and do week 17's 3-man or something count for DFS.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Bench press. What do you think? I mean, there's obviously a line that it's like so good for you.
I know. I'm trying to think. I mean,
I said -5 with me at 225. And you guys, where were you last time? 205 and 145?
135.
I did 135 18 times.
135.
But that was when I was really training. There's no way I can do that now.
Well, we're going to be training. I mean.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah.
All right. Bench press TBD.
TBD on that one.
And I want to do we need to get some stuff that's fun. We need some arcade type things. Skee ball is a good one. I'm down for basketball. We could do pop a shot. We could do just straight shooting, and I can give you guys lines. I want to do the 3-point shot because that's already something that's really big in the DFS community. No one thinks I can shoot 60% or higher. So let's do that. And I'll spot you guys threes.
I'd love to do that just to watch you do it. I mean, obviously we need. I'm like the biggest dog ever in that.
I'm confident in my basketball game, but not in shooting. So it's like such a bad spot for me because your shooting is so outrageous, but we can't really play anything because your Achilles, we obviously can't like make a fair 5-on-5 game. So shooting is just so hard. My shot is just so wretched.
All right. Well, we'll handicap that. So I think we need some input from the listeners on what we should do. We're open to any and all ideas, and we'll finalize this. And as we get into this, we'll have some guests too. It'll be a lot of fun. We'll set up some good props, but I do think we need to just finalize a couple of these things.
All right. Do you want to get into some other stuff now, Bales? Maybe some crypto stuff, some the Boston trip and stuff like that?
Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about?
I mean, for those guys that don't know, Bales is the current crypto king of the world. He's sitting there grinding Bittrex all day. Want to give them the take on the latest news, China banning ICOs and the crash and subsequent kind of rebound?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like a complete donkey, obviously, as this pod suggests. I actually don't know what I'm doing at all, but it's been fun, and I've gotten into Bitcoin and some altcoins and stuff, and really just grinding news and speculating a bit. But it's been good so far. China banned ICOs like 2 nights ago. And the market crashed maybe like 15 or 20% or something overall. Not good. And I think I lost probably a little bit less than average or something. But it's been fun trying to learn to trade and stuff. And I still have no idea what I'm doing. But I will say, OMG is the crypto to invest in.
Do you think other countries are going to ban ICOs?
Probably, yeah. I think it was Hong Kong and Korea were both looking at it, and probably the closest. I don't think it's like completely imminent. We knew about China, so it'll happen, but hopefully on the way to regulation. But it's currently like DFS was like 4 years ago, but like 10x or something. It's just been incredible.
Peter, what are you doing in the crypto streets?
So I'm in the streets, have some investments, but I will not lie. I am very envious of a lot of my peers who have made substantial life-changing amounts of money on crypto. Ethereum in particular is up, something like 2,700% this year. Bitcoin's up 600% or something, 650%. So some of my friends and some of my peers have set themselves up very well, for the future and have made life-changing money. I certainly have a great ROI on my portfolio, but nowhere near the ROI that some of my peers have. So I'm long. I really think it makes a lot of sense. I definitely want to talk about crypto more throughout the year on this pod. I think there's a lot of opportunity, and certainly it's a really interesting dynamic thinking about the future of money and what it looks like in our world. But it's something that I would definitely dive into if you haven't already, just to learn more about. It's fascinating, and OMG, Bales. I don't. Why are you? My thesis right now. Here's my thesis. I think that Ethereum and Bitcoin are good long-term holds, and I would love to short all the other altcoins collectively. That's my thesis as of right now.
I don't agree with that exactly. I think that probably
all as a bundle though, just like not.
Yeah. Okay.
Like as a bundle, you can buy all the altcoins outside of Ethereum and Bitcoin. I would love to short that bundle.
I still think that's closer, but almost all of them I would say to short, but that's only long term. And short term, I think it's like doesn't actually have very much to do with the actual utility of the crypto. That's like a very minor factor. Not a minor, but it's more about the perception of it. And if you're just trading, day trading, or even just like holding temporarily certain coins, then the utility doesn't matter as much. So long term, I would agree. I think that it's probably Bitcoin, but I'm not as bullish. I don't think it's like impossible that Bitcoin gets overtaken. Bitcoin's main, but the thing it has going for it is that everyone buys in right now. But if you like zoom out on the overall timeline of crypto, where we are right now is probably so far in the infancy that it just is like not impossible whatsoever that Bitcoin gets overtaken. I'm still bullish on Bitcoin. I think it does win, but I don't think it's like a complete given that it wins as like the main currency.
You're not going to short $TIT, are you, Bales? I mean, you got to be on $TIT.
No tit, no tit, no fuck coin.
Some of the names are so good. Why don't you tell them about the Floyd Mayweather? How you profited on the Floyd Mayweather altcoin?
Yeah, I did drop from that. So I've had like 5 or 6 main plays that have made me money just temporarily, but the main one with that was a coin called Legends, which is like a strip club currency basically in Vegas, and has typically like gone up when there's been fights. And so I got in on that I think the week before the fight, and it went up like maybe 4x or something, and I didn't sell it at its peak, so I didn't like completely capitalize. I think I messed up. I should have sold it that afternoon. I just held it and it dropped, but it was still good. That was the most ridiculous one that is known as a shit coin in crypto world, like just a currency that's complete crap. But I still think that those have value if other people think they do too, short term. So that was the only true well, maybe one other, but that one of the only shit coins that I've held. Mostly, I think that they're good. They're good coins.
Yeah. Something that Peter said after the election kind of stuck with me. Peter was like, he learned a lesson not to bet a lot of money on stuff you don't really know a lot about. And kind of as I've been somewhat hesitant to get into crypto, like I'm definitely in there, but not in there big time. It's like, I don't know. I'm hesitant because I don't know enough about it. Right. Like, did you have any thoughts like that, Peter? Like, I lost a lot on Trump because I don't know that much about politics. And now I'm in crypto. Maybe I don't know enough about it to put a lot of money in it. You know what I mean?
I think that's a fair point. For me, it's understanding it, and a lot of people I respect make a lot of analogies like tulips, and there's a lot of work that people have done suggesting it could be a bubble that makes me a little squeamish. That's probably like 10 to 15% of like kind of my overall opinion. I think that definitely could come to fruition, but in general, I'm very long on the idea. I think the security of money, and I really am bullish on like the smart contracts that Ethereum has created, not just necessarily from like a financial standpoint. The currency is kind of the Ethereum, the Ether is kind of the gas for that engine. But I do think that there's a lot of value in what's being done right now. And I think the security of money, it's really going to become a digital online thing. So this makes a lot of sense to me. I think there's a lot of greed right now and just kind of pure speculation on the wave that's driving a lot of this altcoin stuff, which is why I have that opinion. But Bales is certainly right. If you know what you're doing, and I mean, I don't know, it's hard to say anyone knows what they're doing, but if you can basically follow, a lot of this stuff and be really involved in Reddit and a lot of other places, you can kind of just buy and sell the hype, which certainly has been profitable as, the whole kind of cryptocurrency market's gone crazy. But I think you're right. I mean, what's your opinion, Levitan? You have the smallest opinion so far in the group.
Yeah, I really don't know enough about it whatsoever. It just seems to me that like there's so much fear of missing out from general people, and as it becomes more and more mainstream, it's just like the floor of it just keeps getting higher and higher. So yeah, I mean, I have Bitcoin, I have Ethereum. I tried to mess with like the day before the China announcement. I bought my first shit coin, as Bale says, and so I was kind of mush there. But yeah, I don't know. I really don't know enough about it, so I'm somewhat hesitant to like YOLO it. That's probably enough crypto for this episode, though. We can definitely come back to it. Obviously, it's really interesting. Let's talk about NFL Week 1. Do you want to start with picking some games against the spread, or do you want to start with props, or how do you want to do this, Bales?
Well, yeah, let's get into the spread, some games we like, and then maybe a couple players, not too much DFS talk, I think, in this. Okay. And then maybe we'll have some bets that stem from that.
Yeah, so obviously it's really early. I prefer to pick games way later in the week. Week one is a bit of a different animal. These lines have been up for so long, but I do have some opinions on some lines. But let's go ahead and start with Peter here. Peter, give us some games against the spread, lines or totals that you like.
Well, as we're recording, this first big news is it looks like the Miami Dolphins against the Tampa Bay game is not going to play. That just kind of got announced. It seems that's certainly going to be the case with the Hurricane. And shout out to a friend of the podcaster, Dinkmeyer. Hope, and anyone else who's in Florida in the DFS community, hope everyone is safe. So get that out there. That game most likely won't play, and the rumor is that it's going to be rescheduled most likely on November 19th, where both teams actually have a bye. So that game will be off the board. In terms of other games that I like, I think there's some interesting unders to take a look at here. The one game that I do like a lot from a DFS perspective, but the total does seem high to me given how much Tennessee ran last year, is Oakland at Tennessee. I do like both of these offenses, and I think there's a lot of DFS goodness here, but we've seen the total come down just a little bit, and that's another one that I certainly could see happening. My favorite one for sure was the Rams over the Colts, and I still think I like that, but it's moved, over a touchdown already in some places. So Andrew Luck obviously not playing. I'm a bigger believer in the Rams than I think most are at this point in time, and this just sets up, in my opinion, for a great spot with the Rams. The spread now at like 3 or 3.5 isn't ideal, but I still like the Rams quite a bit. And then I'm going to be biased for Monday night. I'll take the Broncos here. I think the Broncos are going to have a really nice season just in general overall. I think Simeon is playing pretty well right now in camp, and I think another year with this offense, they could be pretty dynamic with great receivers, and the defense should be elite. And coming off a Super Bowl, it's always tough with that. So I think it's time to buy the Broncos early on in the season.
Wait, Bales, I like the other side of that. Do you think we should be like, hey, I'll bet you on that game, or do you want to just do best record at the end of each week wins the money or whatever?
Dude, bet on whatever you want. Both.
Well, I already bet the Chargers plus 3.5, so I'll just put it. I'll just stick it as part of my plays. But you go ahead, Bales.
No, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's do a side bet on that too.
All right,
you
fine.
Guys bet on that.
I think the Chargers are better than the Broncos, just like across the board. I don't think that there's that much of a gap between defenses. That might be a hot take, but San Diego's defense is just absolutely nasty.
Oh, I like Bosa.
Yeah, I mean, they get Jason Verrett back healthy. Like, man, this Casey Hayward obviously on the other side. Like, I don't see really how Denver puts up a lot of points against this San Diego defense. And offensively, I mean, I think the Chargers, just the quarterback position alone, just have such an edge. So I'll take the 3.5 there for sure. I know going into Mile High or Invesco or whatever they call it on opening night is far from ideal, but I'll still take the 3.5.
Okay.
Cool. I'll tell you my three. You guys, if you want to bet against any of them, we can do that. I'll take Jets plus 10 at Buffalo.
I like the Jets too.
Yep.
I'll take the Browns at home plus 8 against the Steelers.
Yeah.
And I'll take the Pack minus 3 at home against the Seahawks.
I thought that Packers-Seahawks line was just like the right line, so.
I like that line too. I think Seattle will be better in defense this year.
Oh, yeah. They're so loaded.
At home, it's hard to go against Aaron Rodgers, so I think that's correct. The other under that I kind of like is the Falcons-Bears under.
I already took that. I took that at 51.5. I think now it's down to like 49.5 or something. I can't believe that total is so high. I think Chicago tries to take the air out of the ball, and their defense, I think, has a chance. I think we already talked about this, Peter. I think we both agree Chicago's defense has a chance to be way better than most people think.
I agree with that. I think their front seven's elite, and I do think this is a great spot at home for the Bears to run the football. I think they'll be able to run the football effectively against Atlanta, so I think this is a great spot to kind of go with the under.
Yeah, so the 3 games I had written down were Chargers. Actually I had 4. I had Jets. Obviously, Bales already said. I had Chargers plus 3.5. I know the Rams line is up to 3.5 now. I'm willing to lay it. Like, this Colts team might be the worst team in the NFL without Andrew Luck, without Vontae Davis. Like, the stone worst team. Almost as bad as the Jets, I would say. Maybe worse than Buffalo. Maybe a little bit better than the Jets. But the Colts are absolutely atrocious. I think Sean McVay makes a big difference. For the Rams, I mean, Jeff Fisher was just so inept. So, yeah, it's just a smash spot for the Rams for me. I'll lay the 3.5 there. And then I mean, this Oakland defense is, oh my God. Like they have, outside of Khalil Mack, they have no one. Like no one in the secondary, no linebackers. Like front seven is just really bad. So I think it's a good spot for the Titans at home. I definitely would prefer to lay the 2 or whatever it is on the Titans in this home game. And Titans kind of revamped secondary. I think they have a chance to be really good. So we're just going to write those down, and then whoever gets most right out of those 3 wins the money.
Yeah, we'll do that. I'm not going to bet against any of those. I think that those are probably good.
All right. What else we have? Oh, you want to talk about some players, DFS. I don't see any props up yet. Like, Peter, why don't you talk a little bit about when you look for props and what you look for in props and DFS and stuff like that?
So props are a huge part of my Sunday morning process. It's a huge part of how I gauge kind of my DFS projections, and I'm looking for opportunity potentially. I don't fire that many props, but there's a couple players that I'm really high on. I think there can be some opportunity. In general, my favorites are actually going under on a lot of these props. And from what I understand, talking with some other sharp guys who speculate on props more than I do, unders are the play like 99% of the time. So most of the time it's a gauge just to kind of see how my fantasy projections look, to see if anything stands out. Occasionally, if I feel really strongly about a player that I absolutely love, I'll take some overs in certain spots. But for the most part, anytime I would speculate would be on the under.
So we don't have any of those up yet, right? I mean, you can't really look at them until Sunday morning, correct?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain places that you can look at some stuff, but in general, the majority of them are not up right now.
Yeah, there'll be some props that are up, but 90% will be Sunday morning, I think.
All right, cool. Do you want to talk about any DFS stuff, or should we save that for the flex pod coming up soon with myself and Peter and Brian and Friedman?
You guys have any strong takes that you think you would want to do a prop on?
How do you guys feel about Robbie Anderson?
I don't mind him. I've run him in teams already.
I think you tweeted maybe you're not high on him, or you are?
No, I am. I think while Josh McCown is upright is the time to be on Robbie while he's only 3,800, while he's playing a Buffalo team which traded away both of their starting corners. I mean, this is the spot for Robbie to me. So yeah, I would take Robbie over 70 yards. I don't know. Is that too low? I don't know what his prop would be.
Robbie over 70. I'll take that.
I'll take under on that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's for free money. What else?
So the big reason that a lot of this happens is that the props are more based on, like, where they're set is based on a mean, not a median.
Right.
That's a huge reason why they're overinflated. So, for example, I think this is a great spot with Anderson. Yes, his mean in this situation might be like 70, 75 yards, but his median, I'm pretty confident, is going to be lower.
I think that's probably right. I'll take Terrell Pryor, top 8 scorer on the week.
Yeah.
At receiver.
Yeah, I'll take the other side of that.
I'll take the other side as a hedge. Perfect.
Pryor, not top 8.
I mean, everyone knows I'm an Amari Cooper lover, so top 5 receiver, week 1.
Sure, I'll take that.
I kind of like Amari. I'm going to stay away from that.
I'll definitely bet against top 5, though.
Yeah, I mean,
Levitan's finally drinking the Kool-Aid over there.
I love
it. That one's just me. And just to clarify, this is $100 cash on every bet.
Okay.
Between us. So this isn't like a win or lose. This is just actual cash.
What else? Anybody have any strong DeShone Kizer takes?
I mean, he's interesting. I think there's a wide range of outcomes for him. So it's hard to look at him in cash, but he's certainly enticing with that price. I think he's a perfect tournament play, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a huge game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him have a Johnny Manziel-esque total flop in his first start.
He's got a cannon, man. I watched him in the preseason. Holy cow. He's like 6'4", and shout out to Matt Kelly. He was telling me last night that, like, the comp from like the scouting community was Ben Roethlisberger on DeShone Kizer, and I can kind of see it. Like, this dude is 6'4", stands in the pocket, huge arms, so, and obviously really mobile too. So I like him. Definitely.
I'll give you Kaiser plus 2 fantasy points versus Wentz.
I like Wentz. Name another quarterback. I'll take Kaiser.
I'll take Goff over him straight up.
Give me like 2 points.
No.
What do we have on Labs projection?
Let's see here.
We have Goff below Kaiser by 0.9.
Yeah, you're trying to get 2 points over there.
Fine, I'll take it.
This is what we're dealing with, people. Levitan, just a freaking ridiculous negotiator.
I mean, it's like such a smash spot for Goff too, but I'll take it. I'll take Kaiser.
Okay. I think Kaiser's ceiling is way higher. There's a lot of bad outcomes for him.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we save the rest of this for the flex pod? Boston trip you want to hit on. All of us are going to Boston. You guys are playing in an extremely high stakes tournament, correct? You want to touch on that at all, Bales?
Yeah, I just looked at the field. It's 25-man, 21K buy-in. I think is it 200K to first, Peter? But yeah, we'll go to Boston and hang out in the suite for the Chiefs Patriots game on Thursday. So that'll be fun, and a couple parties and stuff, and then of course setting lineups on Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, there's a bunch of obviously very good players, but then I was surprised probably like 5 guys that I didn't know. So yeah, I think it'll be fun, and certainly the largest buy-in that I've ever been in outside of like the implied value of live finals and stuff.
21K buy-in, Peter. Any strategy? You're on mute.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. I just realized that it was available to look at. Definitely more of a chalky kind of situation where 25% of the field or a little under is going to get paid. Certainly some really great players in here, but some other opportunity as well. Will be interesting to see how the game itself plays out that we're going to. So it starts on Thursday night. So historically, they've done some stuff similar to this. In 2015, we went to the game, and that game was really heavily owned. And I imagine a lot of people are going to want to play guys from the Patriots. So that's the big angle trying to figure out. But should be a lot of fun to kind of sweat, and I'm going to be pretty chalky, I think.
Yeah, I'll be there too. I'll be rooting for you guys, and that should be really cool. Really cool event. Maybe we can do some props up in Boston. Maybe we can like Periscope some props or something like that. Get it up on the website. If you go to the 3 Donkeys, what is it, Bales? 3donkeys.com or the3donkeys.com?
The3donkeys.com.
So if you go there now, you can see. I think you only put up set 3 of the frying pan match, which is awful because I won set 1 and then just completely collapsed in set 3. But you can see that. You can see the mile race. We also should have video somewhere of the pull-ups that me and Peter did in the last bench press that we did. But maybe we'll do some Periscope, some props while we're up there this week. I'm leaving tomorrow night. I believe you guys are leaving tomorrow also. So it should be a good time.
Yeah, we'll get that up there. We'll do some props in Boston and do some we'll Periscope it, and maybe some racquetball. Levitan and I play like maybe 3 times a week or something. So we'll get some of those up as well.
It's so embarrassing, like walking through the gym, there's all these like buff guys, and like I'm walking through there with like my racquetball racket. Thank God I'm not like Peter with my goggles and my
you guys still not wearing goggles. It's just atrocious. Stokely goes, anyone who doesn't wear goggles is asking to get their eye knocked out. Like he's just like, it's absolutely foolish not to do it.
We saw what happened with the goggles in Florida, man. I haven't been hurt playing one time yet. We played for 5 minutes.
Don't come crying to me when you get freaking socked in the face.
No, I know. It is dangerous. I had my first scare, like, was it last time, Levitan? There was never really any time that I had like felt like it was actually dangerous until last time he missed my eye by like half an inch or something. It was just like not that fun.
It's hard for Bales to be in danger because his strategy is literally to stand like on the service line in the dead middle of the court with his back. So when I hit the ball, he's not even looking at it. Like I'm so often behind him. So, yeah, I mean, that's his strategy. It's definitely something I've been trying to come up with counters against, but I've been struggling with it a little bit. I mean, the court position is so much.
And I play complete high game. Levitan is way more skilled than I am, just with the racket and hitting accurate shots. So I'm like hitting it to the back, or else hitting it really hard off the back wall. And yeah, so not really. And probably you've hit me maybe like 2 or 3 times lifetime, and I've hit you like 30 or something.
Peter, what makes Stokely so good at racquetball? Is just like ridiculous athlete, obviously, but like, does he play racquetball normally, or is this like?
Oh, he plays a ton. He plays like all the time. I mean, you've never seen anything like it. I would easily put your line per game at 0.5 point, and I'd love to be taking the under.
Dude, I don't care how good he is. I'll take 0.5 point.
I'm telling you,
that's something crazy.
I mean, you hit a great serve, he hits a winner. He hits a serve, you return it, he hits a winner. I mean, the guy, yeah, maybe 0.5 point, maybe he misses, maybe he was really on when I first played him, but other guys who are competent racquetball players, good racquetball players that play a lot, are getting 2 points off and 3 points. I mean, literally, if you don't hit a great shot, he's going to hit a winner with it. I mean, he like, kisses off the sidewall. Like, you know those shots that roll? His ball is like sidewall, back wall, roll. Like,
right.
Everything is just dying within, like, I mean, unless you're up there, you're not getting it.
Yeah, believe me, I've watched the Rocky Carson videos on YouTube. That's what we call a splat shot. Sidewall, front wall.
He splats everything. Just straight splat. Like, no matter what I'd hit some shots, I was like, wow, that's a great shot. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm in the lead here, and then just winner.
Yeah. How does he serve? Like, does he do the same serve? Does he
started doing the second serve against me because he wanted to take it easy, you know? The first serve is solid, and then he just started lobbing it in there. And, like, I mean, it was not lobbing it. He was hitting a second serve that was dying in the corner on the backhand side. So Levitan would be just straight dead.
Yeah. That would be a big problem for me.
I'll take Levitan if he only needs to score a point, though.
Yeah, maybe we can set that up.
We'll set it up. Well, maybe Stokely will come on for the right incentive to have fun with us, the 3 donkeys.
All right, I think that's going to do it for the inaugural episode of the 3 Donkeys. Thanks for checking us out. Feel free to spam Bales with emails and tweets about how we can make the show better, props that we can do. You can follow us all on Twitter. Bales never tweets, but he's at Bales Football. Peter rarely tweets. He's at CSU Ram 88, though. And, of course, I am at Adam Levitan. I live for Twitter. I'm tweeting all the time. This will be back weekly. We're going to do it Tuesday night, so we will see you guys in 1 week. Bye-bye.